All right. So this group discussion is about affirmative action, and the context is how colleges try to make their campuses more diverse. Okay. So do you think that affirmative action is fair? What do you think, Fong?
In an academic setting, I feel like affirmative action kind of takes away from the whole merit thing, because I feel like in colleges, like in college admission and stuff, I feel like it's also depending on like what kind of grades you get, and it's also not kind of fair if a person who gets higher grade is less preferred, is not chosen.
Right.
I mean, I understand the intention of affirmative action,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, in a college setting, in an academic setting, I feel like it's more merit. It should be more merit based.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do you think, Tristan?
So like, there's a small story here. Okay. So like, my mom was extremely smart. Like, she graduated high school at 15, kind of smart, and she had a full ride to Berkeley. And sadly, she never got to go just because, family issues. But when she did end up going to college, she said that she could tell that because of just the way that the educational system was back then,
Mm-hmm.
they were left behind. And she got into like certain colleges because of her race, because she's Mexican.
Right.
And so like, she felt that like it goes down to the elementary level.
Mm-hmm.
For like, everybody should just be like equally taught, so then there wouldn't need that affirmative action. It could just be like off of merit. So I don't think that affirmative action is fair. I believe it should be off of merit.
Okay. What do you think, Bo?
I'm gonna have to agree with what Skylar and Tristan have said so far, that it should be a merit-based system. I do think that when it was first formed, back when it was more racist time and when skin color was very important, that it had some merit back then, but nowadays there's no purpose for it. It's just taking the merit out of college.
So basically, as of right now, y'all think that it's kind of not needed anymore because we don't live in a society where, race has become like this big issue.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think, Adriana?
No, I disagree with that, actually. I feel like it is a big problem in our society, and I feel like it's not fair, but it's necessary, because without it, colleges are just it's the sad truth that minorities are discriminated against.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's necessary, but it's not fair.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, in this time where colleges are getting more and more expensive and it's more competitive to get like scholarships and certain awards, I feel like that's kind of the reason why it should be more merit-based, kind of, because it is very competitive, and it's, if someone tries their hardest to get to a certain academic level,
Mm-hmm.
and to like get scholarships or get into a school with a decent enough of financial aid, then they shouldn't, like, that shouldn't be taken away from them because they were just born of a certain race.
Yeah.
Like, do you? No, go ahead.
So, back to what Adriana said. Well, there's a Stanford study that showed that with SAT scores and acceptance to colleges, Blacks' SAT scores were given 250 points extra. Hispanics were given 160 points extra, and Asians were deducted 50 points when they were looked at. So that's not set. So at that point, it's not even about the education. They're giving people, like, saying, hey, you're Black or you're Hispanic, we're going to give you a boost. Your education isn't as important as your skin color.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that in a way is a racist thing. It's saying your skin color is more important than who you are and what you've done.
Or Adriana, what do you think about that?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Mm-hmm. So do you think in a way it can be unfair because colleges, like, they don't compare you, I guess, to the rest of them? Like, if you were white and you got a certain score as, like, the same score as a Hispanic person, the Hispanic person would be preferred.
Yeah, it's pretty unfair.
Yeah. Okay, so based on what we've talked about, what do you guys think would be a solution? Like, do you guys want to dismantle it completely? Would you guys want to adjust it somehow?
I think it should be taken into consideration, but I don't think it should be like the first thing. Like, if I look at Bo and then you look at me, if we have similar test scores, I shouldn't be put in front of him because of the fact that I'm Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it should be more of a personal thing.
Like, I feel like it shouldn't be as race based as it can be in some situation. I feel like it should be more holistic, so where like a person's extracurricular and like their other activities are also taken into consideration, and also their economic background, because that's the main supporting reason for affirmative, because like African Americans are in disadvantaged situation,
Mm-hmm.
so that is why race is being considered. But that also, it has the assumption that all blacks are poor, for that kind of thing.
Right.
So it should be more holistic, and rather race should be a consideration, but it should be the determining factor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do y'all think, Adriana and Bo?
Adriana, you want to go first?
What was the question again?
Like, okay, what do you think is a solution for affirmative action? Like, would you want to
Okay.
dismantle it or adjust it somehow?
Okay. I don't think it should be dismantled, because the sad truth is, if it was, there are places where they'd be like, no, I just want a certain race or a certain, color.
Right.
But I feel like, I know this kind of sounds like a stupid thing,
Mm-hmm.
but the only solution that I can think of is just have equal amounts of that race in a college. That's literally the only solution that I can think of, because then, I don't know. That's literally the only thing that I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Bo.
Okay, so what I think should be done is when you send in your application to the college, you are given a number.
Mm-hmm.
There's no picture with it. It's just your number and everything you've done and all your grades.
Right.
Once they've looked at X amount, they'll do and have applications by period. Like, so you submit from X date to X date, they look at it, and then they pick, and if they see, well, oh, we picked all these people based on their on how they've done educational wise and what they've done for extracurriculars, and it ends up being this completely like just ridiculous disparity between races, then look and say, okay, how can we fix this?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it should be, don't even look at their skin color at all at first, and only pull that in if absolutely necessary.
Okay. So can we all agree that...
Like, if there's a big divide.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like, if there's a big divide in the ratio, then yeah, like if there's like 90% white people and then like 10% of everything else, I think there should be a little bit of balance,
Mm-hmm.
but not all the way to where it's all equal. If if some people didn't deserve to be in there, and some people deserve to be in there, and they were denied because of their race.
Okay, I second that, even though it contradicts what I said. Okay, yeah, that's better.
Okay, so can we all agree that we want it to be more holistic, but maybe apply it to like maybe low income areas where something like that would be appropriate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. Thank you very much.